Mics. The mics have been checked. Let's see something. Hey. What damn chart were we using? What chart were we using? What were we doing? Hey, that looks familiar. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to Catrix. Oh, maybe one day I'll remember all these names because that seems like a new name. And Aaron, David Koo, Defiant, learning cap on. All right, let's go. I like that. Get that learning cap on. Okay. Well, I don't know. Let's do some BTC stuff real quick. Let's do some BTC stuff. Let's see. So we ended the stream around here yesterday, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, so we were looking at short out of here, we were looking at short on a loss of that, we were looking at short on a retest of that. We had a nice little supply chain that formed through the whole area. That was pretty cool. It was a really clean supply chain down through there. It was nice. And then, we came back up, retested, almost formed another little range here, but either way, you kind of come up, hit supply, retest, back down, touch demand, try and crack the high again. Couldn't, willing to bet there was less volume in there. God damn, my volume tools are not working today. That's okay, don't care. And then we crawl back down and we sweep target one, right? And target one was the low that was set on Wednesday during the FOMC meeting. After we interact with target one, we break some structure. It's like 5 minute. About 5 minute structure after a sweep of target one. In and about this region, that is your retest into some manner of demand right there. I mean, this is like 5 minute time frame. It doesn't drop perfectly like everything else does, and then up, right? Which I think I was. No, never mind. We'll just leave it at that, right? We'll just leave it at that. So then we go up. Now, here's the reason that I was looking at a target. This, if we come up from here, this is what I'm gonna say, right? If we come up from here, I'm gonna need to delete like all of this here pretty quick. If we come up from here and we break this high, well, then that's an indication that price wants to test this, right? So I would say that it is very likely that we are going to come up to that high next. And then we've got, well, I don't know. I'm going to say, yeah, and then a significant initiation above this high. These highs over here. God, I need to delete this. This would be so much easier. I would say should. Yeah, that should in theory lead us to that high, and then that high is the high that should lead us to this high. Yeah, so kind of like a little bit of a flow chart. I have to delete this. I have to delete this. This has to go away. I cannot stand looking at it anymore. Can't, because it's just all in my way. It's just all in my way. So essentially, you had that rejection off of the prior range, right? And now you've formed a new range, and you have pulled the bottom of the range, and you should rotate to the top of the range, right? Yeah, that's how that should work. Especially when you have broken structure off of the sweep of the range. And so, yeah, break this guy. There's probably going to be some resistance up here. But you will have established new demand. So if you hit resistance, you have support underneath you to set a higher low for a higher high. Yeah, and then that's where I would start targeting something like this and this. And here's the more important thing. Let's talk about the more important thing. Maybe we'll just hop to like the 90-minute or something like that. Yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be fine. So we're talking about a rotation off of this low to this high, a possible break of this high to test See, I knew there was resistance there. You see it more clearly on some of these higher time frames. To test resistance, hold on, I got messy again. I got messy again. Let me not be so goddamn messy. Okay, so you break, you will have flipped the downward structure from your high to your low if price breaks that, like that 85K level, right? You will end up flipping that downward structure back to bullish. So yes, if it does resist, that's okay, because you have prior demand to test off of to rerun that high. That all of that would coincide with maintaining the upward market structure from the low that established the 4-hour break of structure. I'll show you. It still maintains that overall structure flow. That structure flow is what took out the 4-hour high and resumed market structure to bullish on the 4-hour. That was this break. This guy. That's what puts you back to bullish on the 4-hour. And yeah, a rotation off of this to a break of that to a retest of that to boom maintains that entire flow. So I cannot be bearish for multiple reasons. 4-hour is bullish. Structure is still intact. There's a couple of real good reasons right there. Furthermore, we have that this we're in ranges inside of 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 ranges. A little Russian doll effect going on. So yeah, furthermore, you have set a low and you have set a high and you have swept the low, which implies weakness on the high. And so this can be the gateway to start making marches up to higher targets. Okay. Yeah, so BTC looks good in this area. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of BTC at these levels for longs. I opened a long this morning. But boom, Anthony Soprano shows up today. I got to tell him that I traded ETH. Yeah, so I opened up a long this morning. On this remitigation down here. So I'm in like nope, not short there. I always picked the wrong one first. In and about this region here with a cover of that low. And my target one is this guy. And then if I break that, my target two is this guy. And then if I break that, my target three is this guy. And then if we break that, my target four is this guy. And then, where am I? Yeah, and then if we break target four, I think this position is pretty expired at that point. I'll look for initiation and some sort of mitigation for a new position at that point. I wouldn't look to hold this thing for eternity and you know, yeah, I have no interest in. No, I have no interest in just holding on to this thing forever. If it were to hit the final target, that'll be a 5-hour trade, and I will have no interest in holding on to it for any longer. Nope, none whatsoever. Zero, no interest. Hey Anthony, I traded ETH. I traded ETH, bro. I shorted the top on ETH with a target 1, a target 2, and then this is the zone that I was saying last night. So we had a long planned out of here. We had a long planned out of here, right? And I think we were indicating, you know, covering like all the way down to something lower and targeting a higher high out of this, right? And And I was looking at this yesterday and I was like, I don't know, this kind of looks like a little bit of a bear flag that could roll over, drop us to about 1942. I was pretty close on that. There's your 1940s area. Position on this one's a little tougher. It's a little tougher. Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I had a feeling we were coming down to this region, but yeah, the position here is a little bit tougher. We do have the good news of a local range that has both set a low, set a high. No, give me the highlighter. Where can I see it? Set a low, set a high, swept the low, swept the high. See, that's where your problem was. BTC set a low, set a high, swept the low, broke the high. ETH did not break the high. And so we're kind of still stuck in here with, yeah, resistance right above us. So unfortunately, I don't think this one's quite prepped for a long. I think I feel so much more comfortable on ETH above 1973 for a long than I do trying to use this range for a breakout retest. I feel much more comfortable up here, though this may very well work. I do feel more comfortable up there. Let me just catch up on some of the other stuff. If Mr. 1994 had ever returned to the stream, I'm pretty sure his CRV short trade that he was stuck in is starting to look a lot better for him. And then we want to look at XRP and NEAR as well, and then we're off to questions, okay? So bear with me. Bear with me. XRP and NEAR are up next, and then the floor is yours. Then the floor is your guys's. So this was the XRP trade that, and I understand I put the link in Otter Chat, but these are some of the setups that I posted yesterday on XRP. You know, I ended up taking a 5-minute break off of here, targeting the 15-minute low, and you know, did okay on that trade. It did end up coming all the way back up to the larger position here that had the larger targets of number 1 and number 2. I am looking for a long on XRP down in this region. I right out of a fair value gap. I'm not so sure about that. And actually, I need to double check my demand. Yeah, totally happy with that. Perfectly happy with where I marked my demand. But I'm thinking, man, I just we're in the middle of a fair value gap still. This doesn't make sense to me. I'd really rather get down into something like that. I'd really like to see target 2 hit before looking for a long. What in the hell would change my mind about it? Very, very little, but I would say if we can turn around and break, what is this? 2.48. If we turn around, break 2.48, I'm going to go ahead and set myself an alert here, and I would be interested in long if we can get past there. So we're going to say look for long. Well, I don't know about we, but that's what I'm going to say. And I'm going to put that on this alert right here. Let me bolden that up a little bit. And no, you know what? I should just label it properly. And that way I don't have to be all confused when I forget what the hell I was doing and come back and don't know what I was looking at. So we'll just label it correctly. That'll fix that. And then NEAR, let's go take a peep at NEAR. So I haven't looked at that one this morning, and I'm curious. So last night I was saying that I only liked this trade if we were able to sweep this and break this, and we swept this, and we kind of broke that. I don't know. I'm a little hesitant given what I'm seeing on like some of these other higher cap coins. You know, like XRP, ETH, and BTC. I'm a little hesitant because like I really feel like filling this gap is the healthy thing to do, and pulling out of there for a long. Now I'm indicating much lower targets on this because it has the potential to, if it makes it through this zone, I really do feel that it's going to run all of that stuff. So it does have some larger targets on it. Um, hmm, 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 hmm. Here's the trouble I'm having is I know that all of this represents demand. And given what I just saw on some of the other higher caps, I'm going, are we going to actually lift from here? But if I'm not wrong, we were at some fairly significant resistance. Yeah, that's pretty significant. It's pretty significant. I think a deeper retracement here is definitely on the table. Um, Man, I really do think it's on the table. I want to see that gap fill, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess all I want to say is it met the criteria that I was looking for yesterday. We swept the high and we broke this internal low here, which gives me a target of this low. And then if that low breaks, then I can start targeting target one. But I'm looking at this. I don't know, man. I don't know what's old Bitty Bits up to. Still on a march up. Um, mm, I don't know. I don't know. I just I still feel like this thing can roll over, man. I don't know why, but I really feel like this thing can roll over. I may, but given my hemming and hawing about it, it's probably better if I stay the hell away from it. I don't know. I think I'm gonna just manage risk really tightly here. I think that's maybe the better way because I'm like, man, damn it, like I see this supply here, and I see that we are testing into it. See, and if you go, let's just go all the way down to the 1 minute time frame. Because and then let's label this correctly, so at least I know what the hell we're looking at. You set this low, and then you set this high. And then you sweep your low, and then you sweep your high, and you break your structure, which, yeah, that really looks like it wants to come back down towards that low, doesn't it? Anyways, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, that was a long-winded opening. Let me continue to say good morning to everybody. Luke Zaldania, you slipped in here. Good morning, Brew. Let's go. Ento, happy Friday, back at you. Anthony Soprano, what's up? Massey 33, Kurosama. Good morning. Brew, can you take a look at the analysis I did in the Otter Talk channel about an hour ago? Would love your criticism. You can be as harsh as you want to. Of course, taking the ETH trade when I'm not around. I know, right? Hey, what's up, Mr. Alex O Crypto? All right, let me hop over to Discord real quick. Let's take a look at Mr. Kurosama's TA that he posted about an hour ago in Otter Talk. And all right, here we go. Boom. What are we doing TA on? BTC. Okay, so you've got this downtrending channel. I like it. It looks clean, looks sexy. Okay, we're looking to shorten here. Now I gotta read. Now you're gonna make me read. This channel from February. It's gonna be solid results so far. The position's still open. See if develop stay. First time sharing my ideas since I started trading. Feedback is welcome. BTC rejected from key high time frame resistance 85.86. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I would agree with you there. Key high time frame resistance. Yep. The descending channel confirming a bearish structure, price action, respected liquidity zones, and Fibonacci confluence, leading to a down move. Now trading below midline, targeting lower channel 74.76. Oh yeah, because your channel coincides with that lower target too. Okay, I got you. I got you. Low time frame firms breakdown with BTC losing local support, 83 retesting area lines with broader trend lines, straight in the case for the downside. Liquidity targets are 82.4 and 81.6 potential continuation. I'm just looking at your charts here. It's this last piece. The low time frame confirms breakdown with BTC losing local support. Yeah, it's this. This next liquidity targets are 82.4 and 81.6. 82.4. Maybe this chart here. 4, okay. 2.4. Hold on, maybe I need my chart now real quick. 82.4, 82.4, 82.4, 82.4. Yeah. I do like it. I do like it. Let me go back one more time. And see, okay, so we're up there, boom, we're up there on your channel, we're down there on your channel, we kind of deviate the channel there. I'm gonna see if we can make some sense of this. Okay, cool, and then cool, and then cool, and then cool, and then cool. All right, here we go. I like, I have no issues with it, with any of your TA, Kurosama. I think, I think overall that your technical analysis, is, yeah, it's pretty good, man. Yeah, it's pretty good. I really take very little issue with it. I'm gonna give you one thing of caution on it. I'm gonna give you one thing that if I was in your shoes, I would just be using this in addition to exactly what you're already looking at. I would only just say, hey, love everything about it, and you're gonna be right if this happens. That's what I'm about to. That's what I'm about to, if I can just find the damn channel tool. Where the hell's the channel tool at? Can we get one of those things? Is it up here? Sure as hell is. Here we go. And I'm not going to do this nearly as cool as you did it, okay, bud? It's just not going to happen. All right. You put way more effort into it than I'm about to, okay? So when you interacted with, and this is just for me, right? This is just for me. I'm not, you do your thing, my man. So we get to the top of the channel here. For me, it was like the break of this that allowed us to get to the bottom of the channel. Now this part of your channel I find really interesting, but I don't use trend lines like this, so I wasn't even really aware of this. That's cool. But again, it's the break of structure that gets you to the bottom of the channel, right? It's the break of structure here. It's the break of structure that gets you to the top of the channel. It's the break of structure that gets you to the bottom of the channel. It's the break of structure that gets you to the top of the channel. So for me, you need the break of structure to theorize a run to the bottom of the channel. And so, yeah, I'm 100% with you. I really take no issue with your TA at all. I was expecting lower still on Bitcoin down into these regions. And so I like what you're saying, and I think there's a lot of people here that will agree that if we do get a bearish close below here, well then, it does look like we could hunt out the bottom of your channel down into some of the areas that I'm looking at as well. But I think until then, I have to see, I gotta see 81,175 broken. See 81,175 broken, and I am well, I'm pretty forgetful, but if it does get broken, then what I owe you is hey bud, nice job. You were totally right about that. But I'll just for me, I will I'll wait to lose that. I'll wait to lose that. I would not be able to, based on the analysis that you provided, I wouldn't be able to trade from this high down to a new low. I wouldn't be able to do it just on a resistance to a top of a channel kind of a situation. I wouldn't be able to do that. I can only target this low here if I lose the highest time frame structure between that low and this high, and that exists here, and that's the only thing that's going to give me permission to target that. But all in all, yeah, I loved it, man. I thought that was great. I would also like to compliment you on the time and the effort that you took to explain your technical analysis. I rarely ever put in that effort, and Great job, man. Great job. I like it. You should be proud of yourself. Um, you should be proud of yourself. By the way, trade hit my SL. Trade hit my SL. Oh, nice. So Kurosama, oh, trade hit your SL. Oh, no, I got confused on something. I'm sorry for saying nice. Justin Eubanks. What's up, man? I don't even know how you at somebody in YouTube. Please change to dark mode. Never. Never. You got to get your sunglasses on, my man. You got to get your sunglasses on. Yeah, you got to get your sunglasses on. This is just how I roll. I'm white charts, stark white blink charts. All right, a lot of yapping, Well, I'm super happy that we stopped and took a look at Kurosama. Well, I took a look at Kurosama's TA. Y'all should go do it too. That was nice. I really appreciate you sharing that. Let's make some more progress here. All I've done so far is yap about the things I wanted to talk about. Okay. So what do y'all want to talk about? What do y'all want to talk about? Let's talk about some of those things. Gray background. No, can't do it, man. Can't do it. It's white only for me, man. It's white only. Can't do it. Can't. No. And it could be because I'm like kind of old and shit. You know what I mean? My eyes aren't that great anymore. The Yap is good though. Go XRP? Sure. Auction. Ooh, auction. Okay, cool. I did some TA in that a while ago. It probably shit on everything I had planned for it. Let's take another peek at the XRP though. Ooh. Ooh. Tom's pretty bullish right now, y'all. Anyways, XRP. I don't even know how I got on that chart. You might have been late. We were yapping about this one. We were yapping about this one. We have made it from here and we have hit target one. I really feel like we should fill the rest of this gap. But I'm happy to be wrong about that if we can break 2.4 with a bullish close. Then that's not what I was looking for. If we can break that with a bullish close, any back test into here to me is a long all the way back up to entry. Yeah, because that's my highest time frame structure between here and here is that structure. And so if we break that structure, I think XRP's up and could be up for some time. It could be up, it could literally be up to $2.60 at that point. Yeah, it could very much be up to $2.60 at that point. So yeah, that's what we got on that. Let's do some auction. Are you literally going to backtest into this and fall over on your ass right now? Let's come back and take a look at a few. Auction. We did this thing. I've never heard of it. And every time I do coin on or do TA on a coin I've never heard of, I always get a little nervous. Okay, I think the only thing I had given on this was, yeah. I mean, here's what I think I would have said about this chart. This chart looks like it's up only unless you can get this to happen. Unless you could lose this low and have a second break in there, then it was some up only. And this chart is just up only. Right now, this chart is up only. Let me go to the weekly. Is there anything out here that, oh, well. Okay then. All right then. Let's go ahead and slow down there, Buckaroo. Let's go ahead and slow down there. It's at its all-time high. Short the fucking thing. Yeah, sorry. But that's a short past here with cover this and could have massive targets on it. Could have absolutely massive targets on it. Lots of targets down there. This is a very strong demand range right here. You have problems here, so I think a second break is going to be pretty important on this, because you could see price fall through that low and think that you're looking at a break of like 1 hour structure, only to have it come back up in, because it's bouncing off demand and run the high. So for that reason, a loss of this low and then coming back in for further failure on something lower like the 5 to 10, 15 minute, and then target that as your first target and then go down, and now you're in a pretty safe trade. I would look at it that way. But this let me make a comparison. Let's grab the let's go away from this XRP chart and let's go to this XRP chart, and let's go to the weekly. All right. For I understand this is not a one-to-one comparison. Can you give me a blink chart, please? Blink chart, please. I understand that. What is this? What is happening? Yeah. Okay. So I understand that this is not a one-to-one comparison. This is XRP versus auction. Like I fully understand these things, but look at this weekly chart here. And let's and then let's look at this weekly chart here. So you hit an all-time high like that, and you can see like 40 to 50% drops. Yeah, it can really happen, man. It can really happen. It's got a lot of fair value gaps up there. 40, 50% drop. What would that be? Let's take a look. Huh. That would be right into that demand range I was just looking at. Just saying. I would I'd 100% watch the structure for a short on it. 100% watch the structure for a short. Yeah, this is his time. It has to make a massive initiation here. Like it needs to be like up, up and away. Or this thing's in big trouble. Because here's the psychology of this. February of 24. So everybody that's held the asset for the last year, every single one of them is in profit right now. Every one of them is in profit. Yeah, you need to be careful of that. I would say be careful of that. And I would say if you own auction, you need to sell auction. Because the fact that I didn't scream from the top of my effing lungs when this stuff was happening on like this in the total 3 chart, I will forever never be able to forgive myself about it. And so I'm not going to make that mistake again. If you own auction and you're in profit, you need to be selling it. I'm just going to say it. You need to be selling it. I haven't been on this chart in a while. What's up over here? You beautiful son of a bitch, you. Oh. Oh, you. Oh, man, that gets my spidey senses tingling. Oh, it gets my spidey senses tingling. Anyways, okay, I got so distracted. I need to practice entry confirmations like Boss and others, right? Also, my SL is always too close, I believe. I need smaller size, wider SL, I guess. Yeah, entry is always the tough part, man. Yeah, I don't really take too much. I don't take too much issue with your TA, right? The TA looks great, but that's also the funny thing about charts. The TA is the easy part. Well, I don't know. It's the easiest part anyway. Yeah, yeah. Keep at it, man. Keep at it. Back test, back test, back test, back test, back test. When I first got into the space, I started trading. Was trading off a market cipher. Was yeah. Yeah, I'm not hating a market cipher. Market cipher's phenomenal. But my performance as a trader was, it was like okay. At best, it was okay. It was really not that great. And so whereas everybody else in all these groups I was in were trying to execute trades every day. They're trying to find trades, find trades, find trades. I said to hell with it. I spent the like the next year after that just purely study, test, back test, study, test strategies. That's all I did. That's all I did. And and taking the step back to say, hey, okay, I've entered the space. I like it. This is really engaging, but my performance isn't where I need to be successful. Like it's a really important admission that you have to make to yourself if that's where you objectively feel that you're at, so that you can allow yourself the time to say, all right, I gotta put the learning cap on, and I really gotta figure this out, because I want to be successful at it. Right? It's you're not gonna. I don't know how. I don't know. I mean, like I've seen so many people over the years come into this space and burn themselves out because they tried to trade instead of learn. And so they didn't know how to trade yet, and so they rounded up a couple $1,000 and bellied up to the bar and started trading, and then they lost it, and then they were like, well, I'm not coming back to this. That was dumb. um yeah, and the market makers love those people. They send them Christmas cards every year. So take the time to learn it, man. Really take the time to learn it. Learn your entries, learn your execute. Yeah, just take the time for that. All right. Are you in any position at the moment? I'm long on Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm long on Bitcoin. Long on Bitcoin. Yep. That's it. That's it. Just long on Bitcoin. All right. Hey, there's Tom Lee. I was hoping he was going to come pop in this morning because I wanted to be like, bro, that's such a cool feeling when you wake up and you're like, dude, my limit order got tagged. I'm like in target one. Let's go. It's a fun time. It's a fun way to wake up, man. But what did he say? When oh wait, what's Tom Lee saying here? The more history on something and you want to ping the hell out of the YouTuber, that's me, auction on um auction is a sell right now, man. I don't know. Tom Lee, I might be missing what you're saying there. The auction is clearly a sell right now. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna HTX spot now. Now, is HTX a coin though? Is HTX a coin? It might be HTX USD. This thing. Oh, I took that long a while ago. I mean, like I didn't take that long. I took that long before I ever started streaming. Are we looking at this thing? Are we looking at this old puppy? This old scallywag here? Mm, 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 mm. I'm gonna tell you one thing I absolutely don't like. So this is the area of interest on the chart for me is down with a bunch of zeros, 15081. That's my area of interest on the chart. If this is what you're even referring to, yeah, I have a problem with it. I have a problem with it though because once you get below here, you've got you got problem. It's just problem down there. That's very fragile down in that area, and it's this removal of liquidity prior to a potential interaction with this. That's what has me super sussed out. That's what has me super sussed out. This the daily time frame ran up into this supply, took out this high, and SFP'd it, and that big of a removal of liquidity prior to heading down there is just not a super good look, in my opinion. That is just not a super good look. What does the 15 tell us? The 15 tells us that this asset likes to make big gargantuan moves that lack structure, even on the 15-minute time frame, because that looks like a big move, right? Yeah, that's like a 15% move that recovered itself and gave you very, very little structure to play with. I guess it did give you some, though, not 15-minute structure. I guess your 15-minute, no, okay, hold on. Your 15-minute low is here. There's your back test. It's not hateful. Demand was here, break here. Yeah, trouble is this is kind of like a little bit of a bear flag situation going on in this area here. Yeah, this looks a little more. This is a yeah, this looks like a short. This looks like a short. I don't know if there's let me put it this way. When I say this looks like a short, what I mean to say is I believe that this price gets touched before this price gets touched. How in the world would I find an entry down there? I have no idea yet. I have no idea yet. Okay, so we have a little bit of supply in this area. Retracement. I start flipping some structure here. We have. Yeah, this is loosey goosey stuff. I don't think there's a lot of people trading this. Yeah. This has got a funny sort of cadence and movement to it. I just don't know if I like. It's really good about it does this thing a lot where it creates fair value gaps and fills them. Create a gap, fill a gap, 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 create another gap here, fill that gap. This gap has never got filled, but it does this. It likes to make these big moves where it creates these fair value gaps only to turn around and refill them, which is what gives me pause locally because I see that we made the gap and we filled the gap, but this thing also likes to run back and refill the gap still. Like it likes to do that, and so because of the fact that this thing runs all over the place, I don't know. So but I think you said high time frame spot anyway, so what the hell am I doing down on the 15-minute time frame? When your daily market structure returns to bullish, that is when I would want to be involved in the asset, and that currently go away. What are we doing? Just get out of here. Just make it all go away. Make it all go away. That is currently going to happen here. Or it's going to happen this way. Price is going to need to roll over, sweep that low again, and then come back and break that high. But until you have returned daily market structure to bullish, I'm going to say high time frame spot type ideas. So I would just stay away from them. I want daily market structure to be bullish on this, and it's currently not. Your daily market structure just SFP'd, and it has a weak daily low. So I would, yeah, I don't think it's ready yet. All right, let me check the time. Let me check the time. Time check, 8:15. I got time still. All right, AVEX. All right, I'm going to recommend we fully wipe this chart. Yep, let's do it. We don't even really need this. I don't really need to draw this in. I don't know. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. We're not going to do that. All right, so you have a fairly high time frame range. You just pulled the low of it. Is there anything underneath the low that deserves to be hunted out? The only thing beneath the low that deserves to be hunted out, let's check the weekly real quick. Yeah, is 1188. I would say that's the only thing left that makes any sense to hunt out at all, unless you just plan on setting like a multi like some sort of insane new low. Those are the only two places left on the chart that lack mitigation. Yeah, that's all there is left. There's this and there's this. That's all that's left that lacks mitigation. Because we pulled the low from August of last year, I would say that it's really time to start looking for longs on this. Really time to start looking for longs. God damn, why does everything have to just do this though? All right, let's take a look at our local 4-hour structure. So your 4-hour break, this is a very similar position to BTC right now. As far as how the 4-hour presents locally, it's in a pretty, yeah, it's in a pretty interesting position. The only trouble is you have failure on your next 4-hour high right there. That's the real trouble. I hate this low on every chart that's out there in the crypto space right now. I hate it. I hate it with the passion of 1,000 burning suns. I hate it. But do 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 do. I think looking for longs around 1812 makes a lot of sense to me. My general assessment on this is, you took an attempt at the 4-hour high, didn't work. Took another attempt, didn't work. Kind of got up there, finally worked. Finally had a bit of an initiation. Come back down, sweep out the late longs, come back up. Here's your problem. That's where the bear said, nah, go take a seat, guys. We're not ready for you yet. Which just essentially implies weakness here. Now, this could very well break, right? And then we could retest in and come all the way back down to the low. That's 100% a possibility. But what is also possible is that your general structure flowing up from the low that broke your 4-hour downward structure maintains itself. That is very much a possibility as well. This, I would say, is, yeah. I'm not actually gonna. I'm not gonna have a bias here. I'm not gonna have a bias here. I'm gonna say that, but I am gonna say to be watching for longs at 1812. I am going to say that. Now let's hop down to the 15-minute and see if there's any reason that it's going to eventually, like that it would front run this point on the chart. Yeah, there's a potential for it. There is a potential for it. Because let's just face it. There's this guy's a gatekeeper to this level on the chart, and so if you can't break that low, then you're likely to roll back up to the high. And I would say that would be pretty indicative after clearance at 1864, breaking your highest time frame structure from the top to the bottom. Bullishly should incur a re-challenge to that high. So there is a potential long trade that exists on AVAX, in my opinion, that exists here with a cover of this for a target of this. And then if that breaks, then we can start to look to trade back up to the premium of the range, because right now we are in the discount of the range. Right, we are down in discount between the 0 and the 25%. We're down there. So there is an opportunity for this to break its 15-minute structure after failing its like 4-hour low right here, and run up to this target. And then if that target breaks, I would say you're back up to your range high here. And then and you know, it could just continue in an upwards fashion from there. Yeah, it really could. I really much prefer a run on this low though. I know I said it once, I'm gonna say it again. I much prefer a run on that low. Take all this liquidity out. Anybody who entered down here that is still stupid enough to be holding their position right now, knock all them out, take all that liquidity, and then run up for a break is a way more sustainable approach to higher prices. It's a way more sustainable approach if you can pull this low down here. All right, so there's AVAX. AVAX, we had another position on AVAX down here. Somehow it slapped me to logarithmic. Actually be kind of cool to pull that low too. Anyways, AVAX, we did AVAX. All right, I got to start working a little bit faster here. AIOZ. Do I have that on my watch list? No. What would I have done this on? I would have probably done this on Bybit. I mean, all I can do right now is short this thing. That's all I can do with this is short it. Unfortunately, that's all I can do. You establish a swing high on the weekly time frame. You establish a swing low on the weekly time frame. You couldn't smash your swing high on the weekly time frame, and you turn around, you broke your fucking low. I mean, that's shit. That's absolute shit. Yeah, that's just not good. That's just not good, man. That is just not good. You know, and then you know, when you look at this, so we failed the high way up there on the chart, way up there on the chart. We come marching down to the low. People are still filling massive short positions coming into the low, back testing that low. They're still filling massive short positions. I mean, look at these topside wicks. It just looks piss poor. Looks piss poor. Yeah, this was already a decent mitigation on that. I mean, I see that you also pulled this low down here, which is obviously a very significant point on the chart. It's uber significant, right? Oh, come on, man. This is a very, very significant low on the chart, and the reason for that, dude, work with me, please. Please, TradingView, are you just trying to tell me I need to leave? The reason the reason I say that is a very significant low is because the people who bought the asset at that price bought so much of it that they drove the price up from that low 414%. Okay, 414%. They drove it up. So a purge of that low is some significant information on the chart, but you know the last time large market players got involved at 21 cents, they brought the price up immediately, like 300%, right? And this time on an interaction with it, all it did was come up and slam into limit short orders. Not a good look. Not a good look. No, it's just not a good look. I don't feel this at all. I feel like this. I feel like if you can lose 25.77, then short it to the local low. If you can get that to break with a 4-hour candle body close, get me off of logarithmic. Where are we on logarithmic? Stop. Oh, we're not. Okay, never mind. Short, please. Short, please. Short, please. Yeah, that's the thing I'm looking for. Yeah, this is how I feel about this. Something along these lines. You're going to need to be clear down there for a new low, though. Or for a, oh, yeah, and maybe that's where the long is, actually. Maybe that's where the damn long is. It's down here. Just bringing back to ICO prices. That's how I feel about it currently. What are you guys? Tom Lee, where do you come up with this? Broke daily structure bullishly with a high volume punch. Weekly looks bearish. Retest though. Oh, okay. LU. L3. Sorry, L3. L3 on Bybit. Let's go. Say weekly's bearish, huh? You're not wrong. Well, could be worse, actually. It could be worse. I understand why you're giving it a weekly bearish structure. It could be worse, though, because we actually have some wicks down here. I'm looking for a candle body close below a wick, and this is the only one I have, is this one right here. And that's not a super bearish close below it. And then furthermore, did we pull the absolute bottom of the range? No, but we're definitely in discount. Like we can't deny the fact that it got down into discount at all. Yeah, we can't deny that at all. Okay, so then on the daily, not quite, Tomali, not quite. Your daily break of structures right here. And that does look pretty bearish, doesn't it? Because we know that this is supply. And so so far we have not been able to clear this daily range high, and we have only mitigated supply. And so this, what's 4 hours say? It's not looking so hot, man. It's not looking so hot. Let's go to the 15. It's not a perfect loss of your 15-minute structure here, but you did lose some. You did backtest this supply with this wick right here. It like tries to go bullish there, but then rolls back under. Yeah, I think this is going to recover the gap. I feel like this is going to recover the gap. And I know it's going to recover the gap if you lose that low, but we all knew that. Maybe we didn't all know that, but if we do now, yeah, if you close a bearish, like 15-minute candle below this point, I don't care if you retrace, you're going to fill that gap. And then as far as longs go on it, can I long here? No, I cannot, because that is the premium of this range of price. Go get out of my way. That is the premium of this range of price. So I need to be longing down closer to discount. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not long until down here. With the exception of longing, well, no. I'm debating whether this even has the potential to SFP. maybe. There's a slim damn chance that the trade actually exists. It's decimal 0.7532. But I really feel that it exists below 61.52. That's what I really feel like. All right, let's see here. Broke would be a pin bar. Bullish engulfing weekly. All right, Barra. Again, do some Barra. Weekly. Damn it. Okay, so we don't have any weekly structure yet. Cool. Do we have daily structure yet? Not particularly. Okay, so here's our most relevant information on the chart. It's this. That is our most relevant information. Because that is the first semblance of what I would call structure on this chart. At least on the daily. Okay, so we do like that. Do like that. This is concerning. That's concerning. Right, and then our more local range is going to be here. Set high, we set the low, we've returned. Okay, so sorry, I was starting to talk a little low. We set a high, we set a low. We returned to the premium of this range, and we broke some structure and formed some supply. And in the middle of that supply is another nice little chunk. And this is upwards only structure from the low, meaning that the external structure that broke is here. So that could be the retest for that could be the initiation, mitigation, continuation, because this is upward structure only off the low. Nothing between here and here is bullish. All right, so let's go to the 15, see if we're putting in a little range here. Now, listen, so on your fifth, no, God, no, God, you have this one internal break, and you haven't mitigated it yet. I think if this is going to take this high out, I see a high potential that it has to do it from this point on the chart. I see a high potential that it needs to do it from that point on the chart and maintain this overall structure flow up from the bottom. But I also see a potential that if you lose this right here, that you could back test in and drive. All I'm saying is if this is going to get taken out, I think you're going to have an opportunity to trade it from someplace lower to that. That's if this is going to get taken out. I'm leaning towards this I think this gets taken out before this, based off of this information alone. That's what my gut tells me. That's what my gut tells me. Now, if you can initiate above this, then you have broken that downward structure. So yeah, until let's get all these highlighters off of here. So until a break of 6.7, if you can't break that, then I'm going to say we're going to crawl back down here, and then we're going to be flipping this leg bearishly, boom, 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 and so that demand could work only to set a lower high for another lower low. So local trades on it for me are kind of a short out of right where we're at. And I could be wrong, but let the structure confirm it and you should be really safe, right? Let the structure confirm it and you should be really safe. Yeah, yeah, this is what I want. That's currently what I want. And long trade, I'm not interested in a long until yeah, until lower. Somewhere in and about, I'm gonna be loose about this. I'm gonna say, yeah, if if a long's gonna work, I need to see a retracement from this high with a change in structure in and about these zones of price for a lift up. That's where I'm at on whatever this is. Vera. All right. Okay. I'm probably super out of town. Pepe. We can do Pepe. Yeah, we can do Pepe. We can do Pepe. Peps. Let's do the Peps. Let's do the Peps because I haven't been on that chart in a while, and I'm interested, and I have to go after that. I really have to go after that, guys. Looks like a chart that needs to be wiped. Looks like a chart that needs to be wiped. All right. Well, maybe not. Let's talk about what we had here. So what we had here was a hope to potentially hold that low. And that didn't work. Boom, boom. But what we also had was this. All right, and so that's where we're at right now. Okay, cool. Cool, let's get all this other stuff deleted. I had very high targets for this trade. I had very high targets for this trade. Overall, similar position to what we're seeing on quite a few things. So we lost our 15 at least this morning, right? We may be developing a range down in this area to reaccumulate. Because my main issue I'm taking right here is I see that we lost this structure. And so right now I'm here on this. Nope, not there. Right now I'm here on this, right? But I want along it. It's just not. I just don't think it's ready yet. I just don't think it's ready yet. I mean, I see some potentials. Here's the thing. High confluence for is to me is down there. Is a sweep of that low. Yes, that's much higher confluence. Now, what if we never return to this low? See, that's what I'm asking myself. I'm going, well, what if we never return there? What is left between here and here that could hold price up and just keep it away from this area of the chart for the next 5 years, right? Because we're talking about really high time frame stuff on this. We're talking about super high time frame stuff. So what would it take for price to never see this point again for a long time, like well off into the end of the year? What would that take? Well, first of all, it's going to take this local leg of price maintaining itself. Okay, so that means that, let me get back to like the 30. That means that in order for that to be true and us to, again, to never revisit this spot on the chart, well, then this market structure, the larger market structure at play, it has to hold, which means that this has to hold. Okay, that has to hold, or we're coming down. Is there demand there? There is. Come on, man. There's absolutely, I'm so, guys, I'm so far out of time. I'm so far out of time. Um, I have to be quick about this. The support that is left between here and here are little tiny pieces of support, little tiny pieces of unmitigated demand. And is a little tiny piece of unmitigated demand going to be capable of creating structure that maintains for months and weeks to come? I don't know if that's true. Whereas forming a overall larger range, I got to do this really fast, man. I fucked up. I should not be on here. Whereas forming a much larger range, boom, 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 boom. That has much more staying power to it. That has much more staying power to it. I have to go. What the fuck?